You spoke of the ego, and that makes me think about another word that you mentioned in one of your books, authenticity. Is that something related when we are aware of the ego, the false self, as some call? And what is to be authentic? How do we know we are there?
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing about classroom spaces or working with kids, but particularly adolescents, is they have a great nose for when someone's being inauthentic.
Oh, yeah.
and, I've been, as I mentioned, I got into meditation very early in my life, maybe when I was in eighth grade, so maybe 12 or 13, which probably speaks to why I find it so compelling to bring these practices to young people because I know what it's seeded in me.
Yeah.
But I also, as this field and topic expands, more and more people are bringing it into their work, and that's great. But it also has been commodified in some respect, and it can also be very inauthentic. I see teachers espousing these ideas of, okay, I'm going to bring a bell into my classroom, which if you feel comfortable with that, for sure, bring a moment of breath and space, but you have to embody that. Like that has to be a practice within your own life that is also true. And to me, authenticity is when we're in alignment. Our words, our actions, our beings, they're just like a constellation in Orion's belt. Like they're all spot on, right? In a beautiful alignment. And students, that hits students like a thunderbolt. But when they're not in alignment, they can almost, I think, hear it in our voices. And I can hear this in student voices as well. It's like something of what's being said is not true to what's being lived and felt and believed. And words are just this very small way in which we communicate.
Sure.
So as we move into these practices in particular, which to me are deeper waters and potentially richer but more complex, the need to be authentic, to embrace, to acknowledge maybe even one's own uncertainty is more important. I mean, yeah, I can kind of fake it like, oh, I love this book. Well, maybe I don't love the book, but it's not like super high risk. But if I'm going to ask students, hey, we're going to do a guided meditation, I'm going to lead you in this meditation, and I myself don't do that, I mean, that's asking them to take a huge risk, a huge chance. And then what does that speak about my own willingness to do that? So to me, you can't offer what you don't possess. And the idea of authenticity is holding what is true for you. And that can be your vulnerabilities to whoever that may be in the world. But in this case, in particularly young people, for them to witness, to see, and to learn from. And then, I mean, if you're authentic, man, you can go anywhere with these kids. Will go to places that it's a lot more challenging to take adults. They're ready. They're seeking that. They want that connection. So that idea of authenticity is just an important thread that gives the work meaning, but also gives the work life as well.